All right. Oh, there's another one. There's another one.
Oh, that's very interesting.
Huh. I guess.
It's not hard. Oh, what did I do?
Okay. So we're out here in the dry lake bed just outside of Las Vegas. I thought I'd film a little video kind of going over my recent experiences going in off-roading, I guess, with my 4Runner. So let's kind of go over some of the stuff that I've actually decided to start including in my everyday travel for when I'm going off-roading with this monster. So it's been a while since I've done a video and done some updates on my 4Runner. So I'd like to make a kind of a summary really of kind of off-roading things I've found very helpful testing this guy, going off-roading, as well as just since I've been car camping a lot, I thought I'd make a bit kind of explaining a little bit more about that. So let's actually kind of go over a couple of the things I've actually modified and updated on the car to actually make it a little more friendly, if you will, to actually be using. So there goes the drone. So one of the first things I've actually added to the car and modified recently was actually, I just changed the tires. So the default tires on the 4Runner are okay for just like general use and street use. But when it comes to off-roading, I kind of looked around quite a bit and realized you kind of need all-terrain tires, at least to go basic off-roading. You can use regular ones, but they're going to be worn out a lot faster. So these are actually KO2s by Goodrich. And I got a really good deal from these, mostly just because Discount Tires had a really good sale at the time. So I actually decided to go on these guys. Since I recently went to Reno and it was kind of hitting us with a blizzard when we were out car camping, I'm really glad I got these guys because I didn't have to install chains on these. Since they're all-terrain, they're built for sand, snow, mud, and basically all sorts of areas. This handled really well in the weather with the blizzard. So I'm really happy I got these. So since I got the 4Runner and been kind of going off-roading, I've unfortunately had to do a lot of trial and error to actually make this work. So a couple of the other things I've actually bought that has been really helpful for when I'm going off-roading for emergencies and other things is actually these kind of cheap track pads. So my dad actually got these for me. And they're similar to the Max Tracks, but they're an off-brand called Expel. And so these track pads have actually been really helpful. We only use them a couple times, but it's really nice to have them for emergencies. I have a feeling I'm probably not going to be using them anytime soon, but for self-recovery purposes, it's nice. I probably will get a racks at some point just so I can mount these guys on top. But for now, they're just going to be in the back of the 4Runner all the time. There's people with these paragliders flying around everywhere, so you'll probably hear it in the video. Let me show you. Yeah. It's never boring in Vegas. It's really funny. The other thing I've actually found really helpful is when you're actually airing down and airing up the tires. So I actually have the, probably saying it wrong, Via Air 400. So what's nice about this guy is it's an air compressor you could actually hook up to the car. So I've actually used it not just for, and when we're going off-roading or mudding, sometimes you have to air out the tires. And it's really nice just to have a really reliable one. Yeah. Funny, these people over here are taking a photo session of the dog. It's really funny. I don't know if you could see them, but they're over there doing a whole session on the dog. It's really cute. Okay, so another thing I've actually realized is very helpful to have when I'm actually traveling in this 4Runner is when I'm traveling with all my camera gear is actually to have a hard case. So normally I would just travel with a backpack, but because I have the luxury of carrying more gear with me, I actually get this hard case right here. So I actually have this Pelican travel case here. So I have this hard shell Pelican travel case that I could take with me everywhere. So let's actually take this out. So what's really nice about this hard case is not only is it waterproof, it actually could carry a lot of the gear. So because it's fairly organized, I usually have an extra camera, a couple lenses, a battery in case I need to charge this stuff, some winter gear, some gloves, and of course like my Milky Way star tracker. And it's just nice because in case I don't want to be carrying all my camera gear on my backpack, I could actually carry and place most of it here and not have to worry about it. Yeah. Oh. I don't know if you can see the car's lights right now. Probably not the best because of sunset right now. All right. So one of the other things I realized that was really needed on this is actually the lights in the 4Runner. By default, the lights are not very good. The halogen has a very orangey, warmer color to it, and I actually decided to get LEDs. And so these are actually at a Kelvin temperature of about 5,500 or so. And it's really nice because if you're, let's say, in pitch blackness, darkness, or even in snow, fog, or anything, these lights are actually doing way better. And I'm really glad I got these before we went because we got hit by such a bad blizzard that it was really hard to see with those regular lights. And so these newer headlights definitely do it way better. So I'm really happy I got these. As well as the other thing that's in the interior, I'll show you in a second, is actually the lights on the inside. So as you can see, these ones are definitely better and brighter. They don't have that weird tingy orange that a lot of them come with. So I definitely recommend it. And as you can see, the back dome light is also updated. So one of the things I'm really happy about this is overall the stock capabilities of the 4Runner is really good. Sadly, some of the things I don't really like, and this is a pain in the butt, is actually this default roof rack. I can't tell you how many times I had to re-strap and re-tie everything down on this rack. So if there's any roof rack companies out there that want to sponsor me, I'd be really happy to accept merchandise, but I'm probably going to get either a Prismu, if I'm saying that right, or a Sherpa roof rack, just because I don't really like using this guy. But also those, from what I've heard, are really good for when you're going out camping. You can actually tie things down or put other stuff on top way easier than this default rack. So definitely going to be changing that up. But overall, since I've been traveling in this and doing a lot of my landscape photography and travel photography with this guy, I'm so happy with this car. Can't tell you enough. So one of the probably other upgrades besides the bumper is probably going to be those Luma beds that you could actually put in the back of the 4Runner. So if I get a good roof rack, I'll probably start strapping the tent, the takeout tent that we use. And I'm probably going to be adding the inside is mostly going to be for us to sleep in when it's too cold, because that's what I realize is when you're out camping and it starts snowing or it's too cold, it's actually probably better to be inside the 4Runner than outside. So that's probably going to be one of the next purchases for this 4Runner for the build. And since it's almost sunset, I guess we could conclude the video. Not much other than that, pretty successful camping with the 4Runner. Really enjoyed the trip, and overall really happy that I did certain upgrades before we went, because the sandstorms, the blizzards, the heat, the cold, everything, the 4Runner handled it like a champ, and I'm really happy with it. And yeah, stay tuned for more upgrades. Let you know when the new upgrades and mods come for the car. But until then, happy camping and enjoy your trips. Until then, see you guys later.